everyone, it's Sharana from Pay or Wait, and today I'm going to be reviewing Black Lightning Season 2, Episode 2, The Book of Consequences, Chapter 2, Black Jesus Blues. Woo, that was a lot to say, y'all. First, before I even get started, I gotta apologize to you guys. I know I'm late getting this review out. Had a lot going on last week, but I'm gonna let y'all know my dedication, okay? Because my dedication to make sure I get you your reviews. Today is my birthday, okay? And I am spending my birthday making sure that I catch up on all the videos that I was supposed to be getting out. So I'm sorry if y'all hear my phone go off, just like my computer just went off. It's because everybody calling me and texting me. But I gotta make sure I get this out to y'all. I have another movie that I have to screen tonight, but I will get you your Black Lightning view like today. I will get you a new episode today. So let's go ahead and get into it. All right, so we see that the beginning of the episode opens up. We see that Tobias and Khalil are having a chat. So we know that Cyanide was killed last episode, and Tobias is still in his feelings about it. And so he's talking to Khalil. By the way, y'all, is it me or did Khalil get a little fine over the break, y'all? He got a little mustache and stuff. Now I said, okay, Khalil, I see you. I ain't even mad at how your hair look. I was like, hey, cutie, how you doing, cutie? I see you. All right, let me go ahead and get back into it. So they're having a discussion. They're playing chess, and he was like, where were you? And he was like, I was where she told me to go. I was taking care of business. And he was like, but you should have been there protecting her. And so, you know, they're playing, going back and forth. He slapping the hell out of him. He slapped that boy twice. Then he slapped him so hard the boy did like a little somersault in the middle of the air and like flew down. He was like, you got to anticipate like me hitting you or whatever he said. And then I was like, you wasn't gonna block it? Like, you want to go just like, block him up a little bit, but whatever. So basically he ends up winning the game. He was like, you know what? You sitting up here, you not paying attention, and you let me take over your queen. Like, you should have been protecting Cyanide. And I was like, you know, I'm going to let him go ahead and have that because, you know, he already in his feelings about losing her. So we're going to let you do you, okay? So we see that we go to the ASA where they're holding the pies of the bodies that they had previously taken. And so we see that a young man wakes up out of the pie, and then he do this little Cyclops thing with the scientist or the doctor, kills him. Then this other girl wakes up at the same time, and she looking like, what is going on? She see the dead body. She see Lynn looking at her. Everybody else looking at her. She's trying to figure out how to escape. And then all of a sudden, she started doing this weird thing with the wind. And then she just bust a hole into the wall and just jump out of the building. I was like, girl, you okay? Like, you could be doing all of that? So we find out that Christine... Sorry, I keep calling Christine her real name, but Lynn calls Jefferson and tells him what happened. And then we see that they're talking to Gambi, and Gambi says that her name is Winnie Hernandez. She can control the air just like Jefferson can control electricity. She's very smart. She's very strong. She was on her way to nursing school. I said, go ahead, girl, and get your good education. And so basically, Lynn thinks that she's having some type of psychotic break because she's hallucinating. She's been asleep this whole time. Everything is just new to her. So there's a lot going on. So we see that this is a cute conversation that Anissa and Jennifer had. So Anissa's working out. She's like, hey, you want to go work out, sis? And she was like, hell no, I don't want to work out. And then she was like, why do you want to work out? You have superpowers. Like, what do you need to do that for? And she was just like, well, if I work out, if I'm in good shape, I can control my breath. I can hold my breath longer, and I can be super strong. And then she was like, oh, so I see you on this whole, you've been blessed by God with your power stuff that everybody else been saying. And she was like, but we have been. And she was like, girl, you ain't noticed that you ain't had no cramps lately? I said, Lord, can I get some superpowers so I ain't gotta have no cramps? But can we talk about how amazing it was to see women talk about like women things while being superheroes? Like, damn, do you know what I would give to not to have a cramp every month? Y'all just don't know. Y'all just don't know the struggle, the pain. And even seeing them talk about how Jennifer brings up again, like, can we have kids? Like, how does this affect us as women? Because you really only see, you know, the trials and tribulations of being a man and a superhero, and really that just comes into play when you're just like, oh, I have to lie to my boo, I have to lie to my girlfriend that I got powers and stuff like that. So I thought it was very empowering to see women talking about women things and dealing with them as superheroes. Okay, I'm off my soapbox now, y'all. So then Jennifer and them talking about like, hey, like, we got 2 wardens now. And she was like, you think they trying to get back together? And she's like, I don't know, girl, but I think they cute together. Then they start talking about how they have all this sexual tension going on in the house. And then Jennifer tells Anissa, like, girl, you need to go ahead and get you a new little boo before you dry up. And I was just like, you too much. But yeah, you too fine not to have a boo, Anissa. Go ahead and get you some too, girl. So, we see that, actually, while we're going to go ahead and get into Anissa and her boo. So Anissa got a new little boo, a little singing boo. Little boo can sing. And then I was like, Anissa, I see you, boo, looking all good and fine and stuff up at this party. And then how she was spitting game to old girl, I said, go ahead, Anissa. But the girl, she was like, oh, I can talk too. So basically, they're boos now. We see that she rich. She can sing. She rich. So I'm assuming that she's some type of superstar. She was, Anissa was like, hey, I got to go to class. You know, I'm in med school and stuff. And then she was like, girl, how about I just scoop you up on my private jet and we go to fly to New York real quick. I said, girl, you better keep that one. She a good one, okay? But we see she invites her to a kickback. And while she's at the kickback, while she with her new boo, she run into her old boo. And her old boo like, oh, so you can't call? She didn't really say all of that. But Anissa's like, I'm sorry I haven't been able to call because obviously you've been living your best life, Anissa, okay? And so she get mad. She walk off. She's like, I got to go back to work. And then I'm just like, well, damn, I'll be mad too, though, if you kind of ghosted me. She basically ghosted her. And now you got a new little rich boo and stuff like that. You got time for her, but you ain't even got time to call me back. I'll be mad too. Like, I'm totally with her with all of this, okay? So we see that, let me see. So, yeah, so Issa comes back to the ASA. They like captured, kidnapped Issa, who was the kid played by Miles Truitt, who you know from Ken. He was in the first episode, and basically he overdosed on green light. He was killed by the police while they were trying to capture him while he was under this substance. He died, came back from the body bag. So they found him, kept him. And so we see like he's kind of going through trying to deal with everything that's going on and happening with him. And even Lynn tells him like, why are you guys treating him like he's some type of prisoner? Like he has a family. Like, what are you doing? And he's basically like, hey, his family wants nothing to do with him. So we see that then we switched to a conversation between Jefferson and Napier, played by Robert Townsend. And so basically we saw that Jefferson decided to take a deal and step down as principal so they wouldn't close Jefferson High. And so basically he tells them, hey, we got a new principal. They found your replacement. His name is Mike Lowry. Okay. Y'all get where I was going with that? Because every time they kept saying that, I was like, all I could hear was Mike Lowry from Bad Boys. You know, he'd be like, my name is Mike Lowry when Martin Lawrence was playing. Okay, they ain't got nothing to do with this. But I know y'all thought about it. Don't be making it seem like I'm sitting up here by myself and I'm the only one who thought about that. So basically, they're having that conversation and he tells them like, wait, but why did they need to send their black spurt to come and tell me that? And then Napier looking at him like, you got one more time to say that mess to me, little boy. And so then he was like, he's white. And I was like, I knew it. And he was like, oh, so you gonna bring the white savior in to come and sweep everything up so I can shuck and jive like, yes, master. And I was like, ooh, y'all just coming with all the truth today, okay. And so they basically go back and he was like, hey, like you made your bed, you gotta lie in it. You gotta make sure that you tarnish your reputation. You're the reason that you lost your job. So now you gotta do what you gotta do to save face and save your reputation. And so we then switched to the whole time now Jefferson and Anissa is trying to find Wendy. So Wendy's causing havoc on the streets. I thought it was really cool when they show Anissa and Jefferson going into the room, seeing their suits on display, then the music that they're playing. They be hitting it with these soundtracks, y'all, with the musical, the A and B musical selections they be having in these episodes. And so I thought it was really cool to see their costumes on display. And they go to kind of clean up all of the mess that Wendy is causing. And then we see Anissa is helping out. And then all of a sudden she get on top of the car and she's sitting up here bowing like, thank you, thank you, thank you. And then Jefferson like, I know you lying. Get your ass down. That's what he wanted to say. He wanted to be like, get your ass down off that car. You know your parents, young, but get your ass down, trying to act like they don't curse because they're supposed to be a good Christian parent. But yeah, so he was just like, hey, that's not okay. You sit up here showboating. We're here to protect people. We're not here to get the praise, the thanks, and all the glory. And so they're kind of beefing after that throughout the whole episode. And there was another scene later towards the end. I was like, so y'all not going to address this little hickey that was on the this and that? And he was like, where you been? And she was like, well, why didn't you call me? Because he had to take Wendy down himself because he was trying not to hurt her. And then he's like, I know, you better watch who you talking to. I was like, there's no way that I could be a superhero with my parent because I would just get in trouble all the time for mouthing out because I'm like, I'm grown. I ain't got to go through this with you no more. Like, why am I having to do all of this with you right now? We supposed to be saving the world, not you getting on my behind every single day. So we see that, well, let me go back to, did y'all peep how he had a picture with, Jefferson had a picture with George W. Bush on his thing, and even Navy was like, and he was like, hey, I gotta get donations from whoever gives them. And then they showed the Obama picture, so he's like, okay, well, you know what, you do you gotta make sure you get your donations, get the collections for the kids. But I just wanted to bring that up as well. But we see Khalil fine ass go to visit Jennifer. Jennifer sitting up on her little roof because she on lockdown because she can't control the power. So it ain't really much that she can do these days. So Khalil goes to her like, girl, you know I love you, girl. And then, no, that's not what he said. But basically, he was just like, hey, I'm trying to forget about you. I can't forget about you. He comes up on the roof. She pushes him off the roof. He falls down. He's looking like, what did you do that for? And she's like, that's what you get for trying to kill Black Lightning. Did you forget he saved me? He's like, what? Why are you so caught up on me almost killing Black Lightning? He's okay. He's alive. So what's the big deal? And so when he touches her, her powers start flaring up. So she just tells him he about to profess his love to her. And I know you feel the same way too, girl. And then because her powers are flaring, she's like, go away before I call the police. And then he run off. And then, yeah. So so she's stressing over that. She's sitting up here putting too much damn black pepper on these vegetables while they're cooking family dinner. Lynn comes home with Issa and everybody looking like, how you just gonna bring this little boy up home to family dinner? And so we see that Issa's power is actually when he looks at people, we see like his little vein, like he saw the little thing going on in his neck, and we see that they tell the truth. So we saw when Tiff had came to visit him earlier in the hospital, he was just like, I don't want nothing to do with you. I was like, damn, why are they being so like crazy with him? But we find out at the dinner table when everybody started going off like, what's her name? Jennifer's like, stop staring at me, body bag. And I was like, damn, girl, like you ain't got no home training. And then Lynn telling her to shut up, stop whining. And I was just like, wow, like this is too much. And so then when they all discover that, hey, like if he stares at you, you're gonna tell the truth. Everybody's like, oh, I ain't got nothing to do with it. Let me stop looking at him because y'all ain't finna put all my secrets out there. I literally died and hollered when it happened. And so long story short, we see that Miles, sorry, I keep calling by his real name. We see that Issa and Jennifer have a conversation upstairs. He's like, are you sure you're supposed to be smoking? She's like, oh, I'm supposed to be therapy. This is my therapy. I was like, you ain't right. So they have this conversation. They kind of bond with one another. And then we see later, Lynn discovers that, hey, because he has his meta powers, because of the green light, his cells don't stabilize. They would end up breaking down and he would eventually die. And so she tells him, hey, you can go back to the pod, or you can basically live your life out, but I don't know how long you have to live. And he decides, hey, I'm just going to live life as is, and hopefully you find a cure. If not, it is what it is. And so I think that's pretty much all that happened. Let me make sure I check my notes. We saw that Tobias goes to tie up some loose ends. So he kills his friend Marcellus, who helped him kill Jefferson's dad. He kills a police officer who basically gave him some confidential information. And he basically tells him like, hey, I'm trying to become a meta human like dealer. So we know that those are Tobias's plans at this point. And we know that Khalil's trying to get away from Tobias, but hey, like he gave him the gift of walking, so he feels like he can't get away from him, because if he does, Tobias is going to basically come after him and kill him. And so we see that the episode kind of comes to an end. You know, Issa makes a decision about basically deciding to live until he dies when he goes back into the pie. We see that Jefferson kind of tells his staff what happens, but at the end of the episode, when I got teared up, he was telling his students about what happened. And then when the students stood up and he started doing a little chant and they started going back and forth and they were telling him to say like what his purpose is and what he was here to do, I teared up, y'all. I was sad. Okay, I'm sorry, y'all. Let me get out of my feelings. So, those are my thoughts on Black Lightning Season 2, Episode 2, The Book of Consequences, Chapter 2, Black Jesus Blues, okay? As always, my name is Sharonda from Pay Your Weights, and if you like what you saw today, make sure you hit the like button, hit subscribe, share this video with your friends, and make sure you hit that notification bell, and I will see you soon.